forget being a Flint citizen right now, just as an American citizen, when you grew up, I'm assuming you thought this was a democracy. I don't know what you think now, but is it important to you that Snyder be charged so that in general government becomes accountable again? Because if he's not charged with this new information, it's not going to just stop at Flint, Michigan. They're going to be able to do these things in other places with zero accountability.
Okay, first, I want to be the first to say this, all right? One, I'm a proud American. I'm with 336 other million proud Americans.
Yes, sir.
I've got a young lady, served in the Navy. Aaron, I love you. I want to say that this people in this country are not unpatriotic, they're not undemocratic, they're not wild, they're not vigilant, they're not crazy, they're not full of shit. They're not somebody to be exterminated. We are the backbone, we are the foundation, like it or lump it. When we elect people, we don't always get the best people, Jordan. And sometimes that's just the way that democracy is going to work. But I would rather have democracy and put a goddamned asshole in office than I would to put a dictator and have him take away all of our freedoms.
Yes, sir.
Okay? At least I still have some freedom. And so many people in the world don't. And I'm so sick and tired of being people that are being put down because we're standing up. We were taught to stand up. We were taught to be Americans, that it was the right thing to do. What's the right thing to do? You go over to Europe and you set the whole country free. And you don't take no land, you don't take no homes, you don't take anything. You know, a couple wives. But you gave them their freedom, their liberty. When this country came over here and we did what we did to this land, it wasn't a good thing. I can't say I'm proud of it, but it's our history. And I'm not going to run away from my history. I'm not. And so when people come out and say that, you know, America, you got to grow up. America, you've had it easy too long. America, you this, and America, you that. Well, I'm going to tell you what. The rest of the world would be in a world of shit if it wasn't for America. Okay, and that's just the bottom line. Because there's no other nation on earth that stepped up to the plate to come to their aid, and like what we did, sacrificed our blood and our people. And in the Vietnam War, that was a stupid asinine war, but we went anyway. We didn't want to do the draft, but we went. A lot of people that served in the office went for deferments instead of joining the draft. No, they got 6, 7 deferments, and they ended up being president. So, you got me a little bit hackled up because I'm very proud American. And I served as a military cadet, ROTC, 3.5 years. I got up every morning, marched, put my uniform on and marched. I did it. I was only 10 years old. And I had a full-blown uniform, proud to go out in my cadet's uniform in this country. So I say to all the veterans, I love you. I love you more than you could ever possibly know. Because even though our freedom might be challenged and even though our freedom might be questioned right now, it's because of you we got that freedom. And I'm not going to sit here and pat myself on the back and tell you all that I had a damn thing to do with it other than to say that I was there to witness what you did. And I can speak to what you did. And there's very few people in the world that can stand up and do what we do in this world that we live in today. And so we're going to stand and we're going to have hard times, and we're going to have assholes, and we're going to have a Congress, and we're going to have a Senate, and we're going to have our lives, and we're going to have to get through it. I'm 61 years old. I've been a precinct delegate. I ran for state representative as a write-in candidate not because of my name, but because I thought it was the right thing to do. And when I didn't win, I went up and congratulated the people that did win, and I stayed on their butts the whole time they were in office to make sure that they did the things that I thought we needed to be done. So that's what it takes. We're here today. Jordan's here. I'm here. We're all taking our time. Nobody said, hey, here's a script, read this, it'll sound good, the people will love you for it. I don't give a damn about your script. You come out and you get on the camera and you tell it like it is. These people in this city are some of the strongest, proudest people in this country. And anybody that comes here and tries to make a buck off this sadness, shame on you. Shame on y'all. You got money in your back pockets because of what's going on here? Shame on you. Because the people that happen to don't have nothing. And even that's being taken away from them. So we fight. And we stand. I stand with Mr. Palladino. I stand with Mr. Jordan. I stand with Mr. Ty. There's a lot of people I stand with. I told somebody the other day, it's hard to walk around on your knees. And so Mr. Snyder and Dan Kildee and Debbie Stabenow and Richard Baird. Richard, I know you was a lifelong resident here in Flint before you moved to Chicago. And I know you got a good reason to come here and try to do what you did. But I don't think that we need a person from Chicago telling us here in Flint that we should be a 30-year contract with anything connected to the water. I think that decision should come from somebody here in Flint. I do appreciate all the hundreds and thousands of hours that you put into it. Nobody here got paid to say any of this, and you got paid to say a lot of things, and I'm not begrudging you because you did a lot of work. You should get your $100,000 a year, but nobody here in the city of Flint's getting $100,000 a year. Matter of fact, we're being told to shut up. We're being told go away. We're being told you don't know what you're talking about, but we do. We do. And so when I gave you that piece of pipe and I sat down there with my pictures, Rich, and we had that conversation, I trusted you and you trusted me. And I think in some small way I still have an honor of respect left, an ounce of it. But right now what I feel is this, that the pipes that are in these people's homes, when you said to me that you wouldn't let your dog lap water from the pipe that I gave you with the sediment that we're talking about here today, I thought you meant it. But then you said to me, prove to me that this was a result of the Flint River switch. And I tried to say to you, please have it analyzed what's in this pipe, because what's in this pipe is what's making the people sick. We went and did a brief study on PEX, which is a plumbing used, you go to Home Depot. We did a little study. We came out with roughly about $3,700 to $5,000 per house to get rid of this crap per house. And so rather than saying, okay, everybody, you get a $5,000 check, I don't know what the situation is with people and their incomes, and I don't care. It shouldn't be income based. If you lived in the impact zone and you have this problem, you should be qualified for a grant program. The grant program should be coming from the state. It should be funded by the federal government. The grant program could be set up and should be set up exactly the same way Consumers Power set theirs up for themselves. I say Consumers Power, Michigan-owned company, Jackson High Consumers. When we go in and put new windows and new doors and new insulation, new furnaces, new water heaters and all that, we didn't have any problem with that. We came in and we did it under income-based programs. But listen, if you had a house and you needed that done to your house and you want to be participant of the program, it was a grant. And so on $7,000 worth of work, you were eligible to pay, depending on your income, no more than $1,700 and no less than $750. And you were able to pay that over 5 years at payments of $35 a month. Now, why they can't do that for the city of Flint in this particular instance for doing the remediation of this public health hazard is way to hell beyond my expertise of knowledge. But I asked Mr. Baird for this program, I asked him to discuss it, and I asked him for my pipes and my pictures back, which I've not gotten back yet. He told me, he said, Bruce, he said, if I could just hang on to them for a little while longer because they really are making an impact there in Lansing with the people. They really are making an impact. And I called up and I talked to the secretary and I asked a beautiful woman, I said, this is Bruce and I'm just calling about my pipes and stuff. Is he done with them yet? And she said, well, I'm looking at the pipe, it's laying on his desk. Okay, so I haven't gotten it back. It's not that it's that important that I get it back, but I should not have to ask 5 or 6 times. And I should have gotten what I felt in my mind was a report. Okay? Not a, hey, I'm busy. I should have seen a report from A to Z, everything that was in that pipe. Okay? A toxicology report of all the toxins in there. Okay? A carbon report. I want to know data, exactly, precisely, 100% to the last degree what's in that sediment. Because I believe what's in that sediment, if it's left in these pipes and people are forced to drink from them, they're going to die a lot sooner than what the natural course of their lives would be. And no, sir, I'm not going to be 61 years old and say, well, I knew something about it, and what the hell with it. Nobody would listen to me, so I'm just done. Not doing it, haven't done it, not going to do it. And so you asked me to come here and speak. I'm more than willing to come here. And I'm not going to varnish it. I'm not going to paint, whitewash all over it. I'm not going to tie it up in a nice little bow for you either. Okay? You're doing the right thing. Okay? What we do 100 years from now, who knows? Somebody might just pick through this and say, hey, I know Ty. Yeah, he used to work for that with that Jordan guy. They ran all over the place, man. Look, I got a whole archive of his work. Okay? And it comes out that you're part of a solution. We need to be part of the solution. We're so sick and tired of being part of the problem.